Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll, and tonight I come to you with a series of books, but also something else to end it with, which are my mother's and what are mine, the Trixie Belden series. This is in comparison to the Nancy Drew, Bobbsey Twin type ideal book, the idea of that same book that came out back then. I never read Nancy Drew or the Bobbsey Twin, but I did read Trixie Belden. This is my mother's set, this is my set. This is not, her set is not complete. My set is. She bought me every one to go with Trixie Belden because I just loved them. She was a very avid reader as a young girl, and so was I. And I did not read these once. I read them multiple times because you just did back in that day. It was nothing to read. And I'm not saying that young girls don't do that today, and we did not give our books away. We kept our books. We prized them. We would never ever think about putting our books into a thrift store to be bought because we prized our books, especially I did. I'm going to say I can speak for myself. I just never did, especially when I knew my mother read this same series. I kept just about a lot of my books as my childhood books. If they did wander away from me, some of them, I found them again and put them right back into my collection again. Over time, I'm going to show you some of my books that I read as a child. But anyways, this is my mother's set. I'm going to see in here, my mother put some information in here that I don't want to share because it gives where I live. But this is 1958 right here. This one here is. We'll look at some of the dates. I think some of these do go into the 40s, 1940s. Whoa, this one's really, you know. This is 1954. Now, some of these I bought and put into my mother's collection, too. And that last one probably was. Here's another one, 1954. But I think a lot of these are from the 50s. I'm now starting to see that. I haven't looked at it yet. Here's one, 1954. Right in there. So I take this as a first edition. But, 1956. So you can see in here in 1958. So anyways, you get the idea of when those ones were made. Now we're going to look at my version. Gotta be careful because I wrote I wrote up in there 1976. But we'll find out when the book was actually printed. Let's see if we can find it in here. It's got multiples because it has been redone, but 1970 right there. So yeah, we're looking at the 70s here when these books were, and probably by the time I got my hand on these, you know. So and this is the same thing, 1970s. So this is 1970 when these. Oh, this one here is kind of. Yeah, these are all saying 1970. I'll do one more, and let's just see. There we go. Now, it doesn't mean that's, just because I put in my book 1976, it doesn't mean that I wasn't reading them earlier, because I would have been about 15 years of age. I was reading these much, much earlier. It's just that I had these older ones right here, and then my mother started getting me this newer. She didn't know there was a newer set that came out, and when she found out there was a newer set, she goes, "Oh, did you know there's a newer set? I want my own set." I said, "I want my own set." Now, another version came out in paperback as well, right around after this time frame here. Another set came out, and then I don't think they're printing Trixie Belden anymore. I really don't think they are. I think there's like one more set in paper, like a soft cover, but not in this. This here definitely is done. This set, I don't think they're, like, you got to look for these. And then I think the last set was probably the mid 70s, maybe hitting late 70s. That was it. And you don't hear about Trixie Belden anymore. This is not a very, I don't think the most famous set of mystery books for girls. I think Nancy Drew was the one, but these are, like I said, I never read a Nancy Drew book, not even to this very day I haven't. But from what I was told from people who have read both, these are very comparable to it. So, but you can see the difference just in the maturity of the girl. on here. You know, these seem to be a little bit more like around the 12, 13 age, where to me she looks like she's more like 15, 16, maybe 17 there. So just a little bit older looking. So it's just something how the artwork is done on these. She's portrayed just a little bit on the older side here, where I love the fact that she looks younger here, because when I was reading these, this was more to my age level. I probably was reading these about 9, 10, 11, 12, all in there. So, but what do I have that goes along with this? Well, it was about, again, right around the time of my Lucille Ball. I found my Lucy set of paper dolls. I found Trixie Belden paper dolls. And these are uncut. And I had to have them, and to go along with my books, of course. And there is a year on these too, which I think there is anyways. I thought there was. Oh yeah, right here maybe there is. No, I don't see a year on this. So, but anyhow, here's Trixie. We'll put her on her little blue stand. This is Trixie Belden. There we go. And she's in her underwear and her bra. Don't look, anybody. But anyways, I have all her clothes sitting right here. They're not even like punched out. I think you just pull them out of that. I don't think you have to cut them, because they look like there's perforations. Yeah, there's perforation marks going around, so you can just pull them out. You can see at the back of the clothing there. But I've got all her clothing right here in here. Very 1970-ish looking type clothing she's in. Not 1950s at all. To me, this looks very 1970, what I grew up in, type of clothing, you know, type of thing. So, yeah, very nice. Oh, 1979. There you go. That's when this was made. So, yeah, nice to find that date on there. But anyways, I thought this was nice to have to go along with my books. And like I said, it says Trixie Belden right down there. And you get her little stand with her. And I bought the paper dolls that went along with her. And I thought that was really nice to have to go with my books. And my mother would love to know that I got the paper dolls. My mother's passed. But I know she would have loved the fact that I got the paper dolls to go along with this, you know. So very, very nice, you know. Nice to have her heritage books and to pass down to my daughter my books as well. And she never did read them, my daughter. She wasn't into that type of book at the time. She never gravitated towards them. I always had them there for her, but she just never did. So it just wasn't her, I guess, her cup of tea. But anyways, it was my mother's and it was mine. But anyways, though, but this is what she's going to be inheriting. But anyways, though, I've told her about them and shown them to her, so she knows all about them. But you know, there we go. And nice to have the paper dolls to go right beside her as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I do have more things I would like to share with you, the things that I've collected. Quietly, I collect things, and I think about, oh, I should show you this, but you know, get the time to do it. And now that I'm retired, I can show you this stuff. And I would, like I say, like to add to this collection here of my mother's, and start looking at buying some of her books, you know, just to add to this one here. Mine, like I said, is complete, but my mother's, I would really love to finish her set. And I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, and there's altogether 16. They're out of sync here. 13, 14, 15, and there's 16. And I would like to get those last ones there, those last 6, and that would be really sweet to do that. So anyways, though, so I got from 1 to 10 anyways, and there's 10, 9. You can see the numbers on them, 7, 6. Then they got a different number that doesn't correlate. I got, like, to me, it's like I got 2 different sets going on in here. So I'm going to check out the dates and of these books, especially, let's take a look at it. Just maybe we can do that right now. So let's go down to this one right here where it says number 6. Let's see if there's a difference in the year. No, 1958 again. There's no difference in the year on these here. So, oh, this one's 1961. There we go. I added some. I did find some at my thrift store, and I did add some to my mother's collection. So it seems like I've got a variety of different years. Here's another 1961. But I love the artwork on these ones more than on my own set. I think it just expresses a lot more what's going on This one's 1962, a print of 1962. So maybe what it is too, I'm wondering, in the Trixie Belden series, maybe there weren't all those out at the time and they added as they went along, 1962. These could have been added on. I'm wondering. I haven't looked into it enough to know, but they are nice books all the same. Oh yeah, you can see, I paid $3 for this one. This came from the Salvation Army, Trixie Belden. So there you go. I should look into it and see what was out in the 1950s for my mother. What she was, maybe they only had 10 books or had only maybe 8 in the series, and they added more as they went along. And by the time I come along, all those books were available. The 16 in the series was available. So I would not knowing that, you know. But anyhow, nice set to get into, and perfect for young girls to get into to read. And it's a nice girl series here, you know, for girls. So what's the boys? There was Nancy Drew, and there's a boys set too. Oh, I almost said it. It almost came off my lips. Anyways, there is a boys set for the boys as well. I know there's the Bobbsey twins, Nancy Drew, and there's one for the boys as well. But we never read those in our house. They weren't as available as what this set was. It was hard to get a hold of those other ones around where I lived anyways. I heard of Nancy Drew, but never read Nancy Drew. Never had a set, never saw a set. So, or even a couple books. Our library, I don't think carried them. If they did, I don't remember seeing them. And I scoured our library back in those days as a young girl looking for books to read. I can remember when, I don't know, I'm not going to say this because I wanted to leave it to when okay, I'm going to cut it off there because I almost gave away something else. So I'm going to stop. And we'll come back to when I want to talk about that other thing. So thank you for joining me, and there's more to come. Bye-bye.